Now that's old-timey.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Had our number changed today, although I hated to. But each time the phone would ring, they'd want to speak to you. And it hurts to tell them you're not here with me. Maybe now telephone will let me be. It's not in the book now, so you better write it down, just in case your love for me should ever come around. You might want to call and break the news to me. Just call Lonesome 77203. And I keep the telephone beside me all the time, hoping you might want to call and say you've changed your mind. And if you do, then darling, you know where I'll be. I'm at Lonesome 77203. You're the only one I'm giving our new number to. So now if the telephone should ring, I'll know it's you. If you ever long for love that used to be, just call Lonesome 77203. Just call Lonesome 77203.
Hello there, Acorns, and I hope you enjoyed that song that you just heard there for Old Timey Tuesday. What a blessing and so much fun being able to collaborate with Mr. Darrell Savage. And in the previous video, or at least in the previous week, actually the previous video was an Easter video, but prior to that, I guess for Old Timey Tuesday, somewhere last week, I was telling our Acorns about Darrell's channels, and I'll link to them again, put them on the screen, link to them again in the description below. But after hearing what you just heard, I don't know why you wouldn't go to his channel and subscribe. Darrell just has a voice like smooth as melted chocolate, smooth as butter, but yet somehow it still has an edge to it and a character to it. So, man, that was so fun. That is a really cool song that probably most of you have not heard. I did learn about that song from Pap. Pap sang, what would that be, exactly 9 words? Just call Lonesome 77203, 8 words. Pap knew 8 words. And when he would just sit around and strum on his guitar, sometimes he would just sing that phrase. He didn't really know any of the other verses. And then sometime, probably in the early 2000s, on Dish Network's country station that it had, it would just be a black screen. It was like 900 and something on the satellite, and they would play classic country, and it would just list the artist name and songwriter, stuff like that. I finally heard the rest of the song, and the song was recorded and released by Hawkshaw Hawkins. And if you haven't heard of Hawkshaw Hawkins and you're a country music fan, that's probably because he died early. So there's a kind of a tragic story that goes along with Hawkshaw. Rather than going into all of it in this video, I'll let you read about it in the description below. And that was his biggest hit. And the song, of course, harkens back to a time when you had operators connecting all the calls. And I can remember needing an operator, when I was really young, using a telephone. But by that time, it was just phone numbers. I don't remember the time that this song refers to. Pap and Granny did. They could even remember some of the sort of call names that were used if you were dialing Murphy or Ranger or whatever. But I did a play with my middle school kids. I used to do it every year, and it was called Dial M for Murder, and it was written back in the 30s or 40s maybe. And you hear that a lot in that play. There's a lady who's kind of shut in at home, and she'll ask the operator, like, give me Murray Hill 2425, or give me Baxter 78432. There's like a little place name and then a number, and then the operator connects you. So whoever wrote this song played on that. Modern listeners might not even understand that part of the song, but that's what it refers to. And I could just talk on and on about the song. Like I said, I'll let you read mostly about it in the description, and I may repeat myself some there. Really, what's the word? Devoted country music fans know about Hawkshaw Hawkins. I mentioned last week also encouraging people to go listen to and subscribe to the Malpass Brothers podcast. Songs, Stories, and Side Roads. In one of the recent episodes of that, I think it was not the last one, but the one before that, they were going to pick up their grandfather's piano or great-grandfather's piano that they had tracked down, and they were buying it back. And somewhere in that video, Chris mentioned that he was going to get a Gibson J200, an old one, and I heard him say with the double pick guards like Hawkshaw Hawkins. And so I have seen, and you can find some video of Hawkshaw here, probably on YouTube. When I was a kid one year, or a teenager, Tipper got me a VHS of all this classic country music, Grand Ole Opry stars recorded by the, what was that gentleman's name? Was it Ganaway? Recorded by him. And that was the first time I'd seen Hawkshaw Hawkins. I'd heard Pap talk about him, things like that, but that was the first time I'd ever seen him. Now, in that video, he didn't sing Lonesome 77203. He sang just, some other pretty sort of run-of-the-mill song. And like I said, it wasn't until we got a satellite that I heard Lonesome 77203. But anyway, yeah, he was pretty iconic with the big cowboy hat and the big, if you're not familiar with the J200, they're a triple aught, so they're not a dreadnought. That means the back of the guitar is kind of wider, it's kind of exaggerated, and they were also a jumbo guitar, so it was a great big guitar. It was kind of funny because little Jimmy Dickens played one, probably just to make himself look smaller, because that was a big part of his act. But I'm digressing there. I could go on and on about Hawkshaw Hawkins, about the song, about Darrell, and how amazing he is. I'm so appreciative of him working with me on this. And we hope to do one for the Story Song series. And I also told him if he would like to do one for his channel to let me know. I thought some of you might be interested in how Darrell and I did that. So we weren't doing that together live. In one way that would be easier, but in another way it would kind of be impossible, because really no one has internet that's that speedy and that reliable for the most part that we could sync up and do that. So Darrell filmed or videoed his part by himself, and then he sent it to me. And speaking of getting synced up, that was really the most tricky part. if Darrell and I were sitting in the same room together, we could sing that song together, piece of cake. But when you're not together, it's sort of like trying to jump on a merry-go-round that's already turning. It gets real tricky. And then even after you sort of mastered it, then you've got two separate videos that you have to sync up all over again with the, with the audio so that things are in time. It's not in perfect time. You may notice I'm a little behind here or there, but it's good enough. It's passable. So for anybody who's curious, and there's other ways I could have done this. I could have run the audio off on my recording equipment in my studio, and then I could have went in there and sung into a mic and put that on one track, played the piano, mic'd it, put it on a different track, then mixed it all down. That would have resulted probably in a better recording quality, but I was just kind of too lazy to invest that amount of time. So the way I did it, and it kind of probably matched Darrell a little bit better because Darrell was just singing to his camera, so that's what I did. I just sang to my camera. But in order to be able to hear Darrell and do that, that's where the tricky part came in. So I used this little thing here. This is called a headphone amp, and this is kind of a little bit older technology, more of an analog situation than most people record with today. But you can see you can plug up to 4 headphones in it, and you can control the volume for each headphone. So this is what I was listening to. Now, what I had running into it, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. My camera that I'm recording this with right now, it has a headphone jack. So I plugged this little 1/8 of an inch jack into the headphone jack of my camera, and that's one of the things running into the big input of this headphone amp. My piano is all the way over there, away from my computer. I thought about stretching in a long cord, and I could have done that, but instead I took my little handy-dandy Chromebook here. You see, I've got my Djokovic stickers on there. I apologize for any Nadal or Federer fans who are offended by that sticker, but it's a funny sticker if you get it. So the other thing that goes into this headphone jack, if I can scrape it up here, is a headphone jack that converts to RCA outs. That's what I plugged into the Chromebook, and I played the video, Darrell singing the song on the Chromebook, came out through there, and then when it starts to go into this Y to get into the headphone jack, this is where I had to get really creative. So there's a female RCA input, a male RCA input that's attached to a 1/4 inch line, and that goes like that. That's just some old school stuff that I figured out a long time ago, before there was computers or before we were using computers to record music. And then of course I plugged my headphones right here, and then I listened. And the sound there, if you noticed, it's been split up a couple of times. It's been split coming from the computer. It's been split coming from the camera. So I wasn't 100% sure that it would work, but it did. And it actually, I could hear Darrell really well, and I could hear myself really well. I was kind of surprised. In fact, what you watched was the second take. The first take, I actually made it all the way through. I made a few bobbles right on the end on the piano, so I tried it one more time. So performing it was actually the easy part. Editing it here was the really hard part. And I was telling Darrell, I downloaded a program, it's called Video Pad. I caught it on sale back on St. Patty's Day, and only gave about $60, 69 or something like that for it. And it would do split screen, 2 videos side by side. What I've always used mostly for the Blind Pig channel is this Movie Maker program that you're looking right now, but it will not do split screen. but it took about all day playing around with it in the video pad to ever get it synced up. And then I think really what was going on is just probably my computer. I need to get rid of a lot of files. It probably just struggled having enough memory to have 2 audio files, 2 video files going at the same time. It was just about more than it could juggle. And a lot of times it would freeze up and it would appear that it's just not going to work. I would take the split screen effect out and then I would put it back in. I did that over and over and over all day. I even tried to email the tech support. And then finally, all at once, it just sort of worked. I don't know if my computer just finally caught its breath and it worked. But I would have never been able to do it without that little snippet program, which I mentioned quite a few videos back, that you probably, if you have a computer, it's probably on your computer. And snippet allows you to record whatever's happening on your computer screen. So that's how I couldn't download Darrell's video because it's on his YouTube video channel, which I don't have rights to. I can't log into it. So I captured his video with snippet. And then I needed to get the split screen. I needed to get into Movie Maker so that I could add the part that I'm telling you right now. I didn't dare try to add it in the WavePad because it would have just been that much more struggle and the program would probably have crashed. So that's probably more than you wanted to know. This was a fun challenge from the editing side. The musical side was just a blast, and I just love that song. As Pap would say, and a lot of you would say, they just don't make songs like that anymore. What a beautiful, beautiful song. Thanks for watching, and Lord willing, we'll have an original song for you on Thursday. Before I go, I will mention some exciting news there. I thought I had a Words of Life album over here with me. I don't have one to show you, but you may remember back, gosh, maybe in the summer or somewhere in there, we started selling the original issues of the Words of Life album by the Wilson brothers. My dad, Jerry Wilson, Pap, as we call him here on the channel, and his 2 brothers, Ray Wilson and Henry Wilson. We started selling those, and we sold a lot of them. And it's the pressed all the way back in 1973, so over 50 years ago. Well, that'd be 53 years ago, maybe. But a lot of folks bought them, but then also a lot of folks said, I don't have a record player, and it just wouldn't be convenient. So the good news that I want to share with you, it took some doing, and I had to have a lot of help from Mr. Tim Dolbear, who is a sound engineer in Nashville, Tennessee. But I have uploaded the entire album, Words of Life album, to CD Baby, which means that pretty soon it'll be available for digital download on CD Baby, on Spotify, you can iTunes, what else? Pandora, basically any platform. YouTube, you'll be able to listen to it on YouTube. Any platform on the internet where you can hear and download music, the Words of Life album will be on there. So I'm really excited about that. I'm pretty sure it will be released, I was looking at my calendar, on Saturday, April 18th. But you can also pre-order this, I think. I'm not real sure how you do that. I think you would go to CD Baby. But once it's fully available, I'll remind everybody, and maybe I'll even put a link in there where you could go down, get your digital copy of the Words of Life album. Tim, he put it through all these amazing processes that he knows how to do, and just got such a high quality copy of the album. I could take the record and put it on my record player, hook it up to a CD burner, and make a copy. But you're going to hear the needle sound of the record. It's almost like a type of static, not quite, but and some people like that because then they know, hey, I'm listening to vinyl, I'm listening to a record. But with what Tim did, you won't hear any of that. Even though he copied it from a record, that will be gone, and you'll only hear the pure sound. And in what Tim did, I could hear the flat top guitar, that my Uncle Ray was playing. I could hear it much better. I could hear the upright bass better. I could hear the snare drum. In fact, I could tell when the young man who was playing that, I could tell when he was hitting his snare drum and then when he was hitting more of a tambourine kind of jangle sort of thing there. But anyway, I'm really excited about that. I hope a lot of folks will download and listen to that music. So some places you can just listen to it for free. You don't have to download and pay for it. But then if you wanted to download and have your own copies of those songs, those 10 songs to keep, you can do that too. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed Lonesome 77203. Thanks again to Mr. Darrell Savage. He just is a phenomenal singer. I go to his channel sometimes and I just kind of put stuff on loop. He's a great guitar player too. He just chorded in this video here, but he's a great guitar picker. As far as what I played on the piano, I tried to just play the notes that were played in the original recording, the Hawkshaw Hawkins recording. I'll put a link to that recording below. I wanted to have a camera to show the keyboard where you could see those little notes that I was hitting, but it was really just too much. It would have been a third thing to try to work in there, and it would have been way too much. But yes, big thanks to Darrell. Thanks to you for watching. Go down and read the description. You can learn a lot more about Hawkshaw Hawkins and this beautiful song that he recorded. Find out when it came out, all that good stuff. So, and Lord willing, we'll see you Thursday with an original song.